Hey, Rad World! Welcome back to Spoiling Dead. Today, I guess I'm your host, Tony Walters, joined with Dan Murphy here. And this show is brought to you by a bunch of things: Garage House Studios, Rad Entertainment, HM&M Films, Midwest Action Fest, which tickets are available in the description below. Yeah, it's April 20th, 21st. We have a bunch of independent action, comedy, adventure films. So if you're into that kind of thing, it'll be here in Logansport, Indiana. So come check that out. But today, we're talking about The Walking Dead. And last night's episode called Worth, which was actually a really good episode. And if you watch the show, you know I hate The Walking Dead. So
it's worth your time.
Yeah. So the episode opened up with Rick reading Carl's note. So, you know, they're never going to let this kid die.
That's a long note, too.
It was a long
When
note.
I first heard about the letters, I figured I just expected it would just be something short and sweet. But, you know, obviously in reality it wouldn't be. It'd be a 3-pager. So it was good stuff. I mean, it was probably everything we expected.
Yeah, it was everything we expected. You know, Carl wants Rick to just kind of let it go, try and make peace with Negan. And
I wanted to kill him too, but we probably shouldn't.
Yeah,
hasn't worked in the past very well.
And I will say that up until last night's episode, I actually thought that Negan would live, but just based on the way the episode, well, it's kind of flipped now. Actually,
you think that Negan's gonna die?
Well, this episode flipped the narrative, because pre this episode, it was like Rick was out for blood. But by the end of this episode, Rick is now probably thinking, okay, maybe I should try and make things work.
Now Negan's just mad as hell.
For
but at the moment, he's just angry. Like, he's got major adrenaline running through his body. You know, he just killed his main man. His second main man, he's about to cause all kinds of problems for. You know, it's just there's a lot going on in Negan's end. So I think he's just fired up. You know, I don't know. I still feel like they had to give us one more episode before the finale to give us one more reason to hate Negan, so it would just make it more interesting next week, I think. You know, I think there's still a chance for him to redeem himself and do the right thing, but
yeah,
he's still Negan.
I think. I mean, I'm totally cool with Negan living. I mean, I have no problem with that.
Yeah,
but I think that after last night's episode, now I question whether or not he will. Because I was pretty 100% he's not dying this season. And then after last night's episode, I went, all right, so maybe the whole point of this episode was just to put doubt.
What makes you think he is going to die now? What makes you think that now, just from last night?
Just because now he's out for blood, and I think that now he's going to end up dying.
Just
but
his attitude
I do still think
when he got off the phone with Michonne.
Yeah, pretty much. Just his attitude. His attitude there. That's kind of what I think. But it wouldn't surprise me if he still lived. As you've said plenty of times so far this season, that you think Rick's gonna end up taking a bullet for Negan. I still think that's what's gonna happen.
I thought it was Simon, but obviously not. You know, something's about to obviously go down next week.
Yeah. Well,
out in the field.
Speaking of Simon, let's maybe merge on over here to opening up with that first with time, Negan and Dwight.
Yeah, well, in the office they had a bit of a. Is that what you're talking about?
No, when they pushed the dumpster.
I love it.
Yeah, he's setting it up the whole thing, and I loved it so much because
we got to see Negan plan it out with the people he was planning it out for.
Yeah, like
pretty clever.
He has Dwight help him push the dumpster over to where he ends up popping out in the end, and he puts his cigarette butt out. Hey, put your cigarette butt right here.
What is it he said?
He said just remember this, like when whatever hits the fan or whatever.
When
just
shit
like
goes down.
Yeah, he's just like like he wanted him to stand right there so he didn't get shot in the head. I think when they take out everybody's
so
group.
Screwed. Like
now
I still don't know if Dwight's gonna die. I think next week we're gonna see multiple deaths.
Well, you realize he's in the
Daryl suit.
Yeah, he's in that.
He's in the asshole shirt. Whatever the hell that A means.
I think it's they described it. It was,
they did, yeah.
You know, A's were this level of
you're the
whatever.
You're scum.
Yeah, and then there was B's and C's, and the C's had to go out and fetch the walkers and pin them up against the fence and all that stuff.
But the A's were in solitary, pretty much. They were the bad. Yeah. He's been bad. I dug it. I love the way it played out. It actually did kind of play out exactly how I almost expected it, except for with Simon.
Yeah.
But I like that it played out
I like
with
I
both of them.
I
It was
love
a
the way
nice
that it played
Negan
out
episode, yeah.
with
Old school.
Negan and Simon.
Yeah.
I love the
He
the
put the bat down.
the fight between them all, or between them, just like kind of that, old school brawl, just with your friends standing around you.
He's very high
liked all
school,
that.
ain't he, Negan?
Oh yeah,
But the
well,
whole
he was
thing
his high school
about
coach, right?
well, them all hiding behind the dumpsters, like it's very high school. It's like Grease. Look at
Yeah.
him. He's even got a leather jacket on.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a grown-up zombie apocalypse version of Grease, without Sandy.
Without Sandy.
It's Lucille.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you like Simon, the Simon zombie?
I saw a thing today on Facebook in one of the Walking Dead groups that we're a part of that was talking about how Simon was like the loudest zombie ever.
sound
He
like
just couldn't. The guy's never gonna shut his mouth.
Yeah, well that's true, and I guess on the Spoiling Dead too, he was talking like he did it like he wanted to be like a pit bull, like he was still fighting.
Yeah.
That's how he described that. He was wanting to almost to come across like a dog chained up.
I like that.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Simon. I'm a little sad to see him go because he
I
has
am
been a
too,
character
Because
that I've
there's
actually
nobody
enjoyed on the show.
Negan's team now that I give a shit about, which means that's got to be coming to an end. I mean, as far
Definitely. I mean, well, they keep saying that next week the war will end, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But
I can't wait to see how it's going to play out because they have surprised me a lot this season with some of the stuff, and them kind of coming to the end. Like I just you can't predict it, which is good. I can't wait to see how they're going to do it.
yeah.
Do you think that Rick and the gang are going to fall for the plans?
I think so. I think so at first, but I mean
they're going to quickly realize that
Yeah.
everything's gone to hell, and then Jadis will fly in and they'll load up in a helicopter and fly to safety,
yeah, you think so?
where Rick will fall up against a tree with a hole. Oh, I'm dying. Good thing
Yeah.
that chopper picked us up.
Well, speaking of the plans, let's talk about Dwight for a little bit.
All right.
So Dwight, Negan takes him, kind of pretends to befriend him, get him on his side, get him to lie
Such a
straight to his
shit.
face.
We could all see it. Why
Right.
couldn't Dwight see it? Like he's got to be. Part of him's got to be defensive about it. Like he's got to be ready for this. He's got to know this could happen.
Yeah.
He's doing some risky stuff, and he's got a lot of people roped into it now at this point. Like he's got his own little squad,
Right.
but ugh.
Well, they had their squad.
Well, yeah, no squad now.
No squad now. Yeah, so I think, I'm sad to see this stuff come to an end because the Dwight, Simon, Negan storyline has been my favorite storyline of the season, even though
agree,
it kind of came to fruition here towards the end
But
a little
it's
bit
got
more.
to come to an end at some point. So in a way, I'm glad they're not dragging it out too,
Right.
because they gave us some solid stuff last night as far as that goes.
Yeah.
But still, now with Dwight, I don't know that he's necessarily gonna die.
I think that he will die, but I think that he'll die. See, this is the thing that sucks for Dwight is I feel like his character arc is coming to an end, so he should die.
Yeah.
And
But his wife might show back up.
maybe.
That could happen. They
But
mentioned her a
also-
lot yesterday.
Yeah,
like
they did.
Kind of.
But also, I would his closure to his story completely would be like him killing Negan or Negan dying because it's all he wants. Like after Negan dies, Dwight is totally okay with death.
Especially now when that's really all you've got left. You got to basically go out fighting to kill him. I don't think that that's just going to happen without consequences. Is that Rebecca?
Rebecca's in the chat, and
Oh
so
my.
is Jonathan over there.
Oh my. Hi guys. Rebecca's homesick today.
Yeah. Okay. Apparently, Jonathan did not care for the way Simon died on the show.
He didn't. Why? Like he didn't like
he
the
said-
fist fight? He
yeah,
wanted
he
to
said
see
he-
his head bust open?
He
like
said
the
he thought
rest?
it was a dumb idea to fistfight Simon in the middle of a war, risking an injury. Simon had size and reach on him. Negan
Yeah,
gets.
but Negan's all about who's got the biggest dick contest. Like, the ultimate showdown would almost have to be a hand-to-hand combat, I'm a man type of situation.
Right.
Like,
When he first met with Rick's group, he grabbed Rick, took him in into the camper and drove around with him, giving him every opportunity to kill him that he could, like
just
toying with
testing
him.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit when it comes to that. But, I guess in the grand scheme of things, yeah, he's right. Why risk it? But Negan's also kind of a bit edgy right now too. Everything's falling apart.
Right.
This is all he's got. Like, maybe he wants to just beat some ass.
Yeah, I think he just wants to, maybe just wants to go
Like
out
I
swinging.
said earlier, he's fired up right now, and that's why he reacted the way he did with Michonne. Like, he couldn't give in to... If he was going to give in to somebody, it wasn't going to be Michonne either, as far as showing emotion. You know, he couldn't do that. But he's fired up, which is good. I like the fact that we saw a bit of a softer side, and now we're getting to see why we hated Negan. So it's just to kind of baffle us and keep us all thinking.
Yeah.
So
well, back on Dwight a little bit. So when he was copying over those plans, did you think? I mean, I think I said it out loud right then. Oh, plans are fake. Plans are fake.
We all said the plans are fake, right? We didn't know who was faking them, but yeah, no. Negan is definitely always. We've said this. He's always got a secret plan. There's always something else going on, and we knew right away that something had to be up with those plans because we knew he picked up someone.
Right.
He knew that Simon was already in trouble, and then we knew that probably Dwight was going to be in trouble. So it's just the ultimate. Yeah, these plans are fake.
Yeah.
But
And speaking of who we picked up, it was Laura. Which is what we thought.
Yeah, it was the best choice as far as the most interesting consequences.
Right. Yeah. Could have been Laura. Could have been Sherry. Could have been Gregory. But we see that Gregory just kind of
has a teleporter or something.
he gets around pretty easily.
He's got some kind of way to get around.
Yeah, but Gregory, gets the plans and takes them back over to the hilltop. Which, when he handed off the plans, we were like, "Why trust that guy?"
Didn't they have a little extra marking on it? Dwight marked something a little extra.
Well, he wrote a note explaining the situation.
So he was like, "They're gonna be here. And
right.
They're gonna make you guys be here."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we figured it was a trap.
Yeah. Walking into a trap.
They explained everything quite nicely. Like even when Negan said, "I didn't know if you were gonna go off for like a scouting trip and sneak these over there, or so finding out that Gregory's definitely a piece of crap now. Like he's gonna go out too.
Yeah.
So Gregory's on the kill list. Dwight's on the kill list. Who else do you reckon's on the kill list?
I mean,
who do you think
Negan's gonna die?
Definitely out for.
Well, I mean,
he said he's going to kill everyone.
Yeah, I'm saying, he's going to kill everybody.
I don't believe it, though. I don't think he believes it, too, at this point. I don't know. He's pretty pissed.
Yeah. I think, I think that I think Gregory's definitely dying in this next episode, who kills him. But, I mean, I think Gregory's definitely dying. I think there's a good chance Dwight could die. Eugene's definitely dying in this next episode for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I think Eugene just kind of basically broke off the last piece that we had, the last connection we had with him, I think, when he just went...
Before we get right onto the Eugene
Negan
stuff, thinking about Daryl, what do you think Daryl's going to think about Dwight? Because Daryl already doesn't trust Dwight. So what do you think Daryl's going to think about Dwight after they go to these plans that Dwight sent, and then it's an ambush and they don't work out?
I thought about this, but by the look of the trailer, it looks like there's first a confrontation on the hillsides.
Yeah.
Where they pull up
the Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah, the Battle of the Bastards or the Braveheart, whatever. But it looks like they've got Dwight on display. We talked about how he's got.
Yeah.
I feel like Dwight might. I don't know. I feel like something is going to be said.
They'll probably let him run to the other side and then snipe him out right before he gets there.
I feel like Negan is too proud of his plan not to fess up and go, "I did it!" Like this is, and just call everyone out in the whole circle from both sides. So I don't think there's going to be much of a. Initially, they'll be like, "That guy got us again," but I think that Negan will tell the story because he's too proud of his plan and how well it worked. Like, he's a talker. He's a talker. It's the same as fist fighting Simon. He's just got to prove a point.
Yeah, he's a Bond villain. He's got to explain his whole plan before
right. While you're hanging above a shark tank
with lasers on their heads.
With lasers.
Right. Well, ooh, Jonathan says Tara dies next week.
Tara could die. Yeah. I think maybe. I mean, Tara could die almost. I don't know. I'll try and think of a reason why she has to die, but it's just how they seem like they do it. Like, Tara's the only one that kind of seems to have Dwight's back. Maybe there's something happening there.
I think out of the core group, Tara's a pretty easy death. Like, nothing's going on with her.
You know what I'd like to see? They've got it set up a bit like a kind of an epic battle, but I would like it to be a bit more up close and personal, a bit more like a Reservoir Dogs type of confrontation where they just all like there's something a bit more
problem with the
stressful about it.
The problem with the big like hilltop battle or whatever,
which is what I think they're going to do a little bit of that. I mean,
well, the problem with that, I feel like on this show is that they don't really have the budget to pull that off well, because just in the trailer alone, I feel like it looks really
small
fake.
Space.
Yeah, like it doesn't feel right.
I don't know. See, that's why I feel like when I saw Dwight being kind of presented like it was going to be within, they're going to be within a talking distance kind of thing. I don't know. I really don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah. So
especially seeing as there's supposed to be an ambush first anyway, like maybe there's the ambush and then Negan rolls in and tells his story, like after we've already seen a couple people die or get shot. Maybe Rick's one of them that gets shot. That explains the hole in him.
Maybe. I doubt he gets shot in the ambush. He probably survives most of it, I feel like.
He would survive it, but he could get shot during that.
Yeah. I think King Ezekiel's probably a good one that could go. Not that I want to see him go, but I think
he could go. Something
die.
Morgan does makes him go. I mean, as far as leave the show, not die. Something happens there.
Yeah.
As far as people dying, the King. What about Carol? She's around to stay, I bet.
Yeah.
I actually had this thought today. I think Maggie might die.
That would really help out with the whole
baby that Maggie might
thing.
die. I had just had this feeling today, just with the way that I mean, I know there's more story to tell, and I know how it plays out in the comic books, but I feel like Maggie could die.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd be okay with it.
Who could replace Maggie in the grand scheme of it?
Becca's over here. No.
I mean, could.
Who could replace Maggie?
Carl died, Becca. Carl died. Made the show better, didn't it? I mean, I don't know. It could be. Yeah. Anything goes at this point.
Yeah, I think so too. But do you think there's any redemption for Eugene?
That's true what he said. You know, Rick leaving Negan alive will be the reason Morgan leaves, and that
Oh yeah.
I mean, with the way Morgan is right now, especially with what just happened week before last, you know, Morgan is just like a Terminator at the moment. Just got to plow through everything.
Yeah.
You know, and his mission's not over till Negan and everyone's dead. So yeah, that totally could be why Morgan pisses off.
So Eugene is making bullets and eating his macaroni and cheese with his sardines in it.
Oh, you think that's good?
I think it sounded pretty good.
I mean, as far as your choice of things,
I mean, yeah, you don't have a lot of options, but I like sardines anyway. But he gets ambushed by Daryl and Rosita.
Yeah, Rosita.
Yeah. So you think after that little interaction there that he's going to have any chance to redeem himself?
I don't care anymore about him. There was a chance when they had him that he was just trying to explain his way out of it, and it's just typical Eugene, and you could almost just be like, all right, Eugene, get in the fucking truck.
Right.
But after that, with what's going on, no, I don't care. I'd like to see them kill Eugene.
Yeah, I've been...
He's full Negan to me
I've been
now.
full in... I mean, I've been on that train...
I've been on his side. I've been, like, watching his back.
Well, I've been on the train of... I've been on the train of he's full Negan for a while now.
I never did believe that about him. I just figured it's just the way the road took him at that point, and that's just what he's doing. But I think now, because he's got a hair up his ass, I think now he's full Negan.
Becca says no redemption for Eugene.
Yeah, I kind of
But what
agree.
did you think about the vomit and running and hiding in the ashes?
I think that Eugene is just one of them dudes that'll do whatever it takes, and if the idea pops in his head, zombie guts on the weapons, puking on a guy to get away, he's gonna just do it. He doesn't think that hard. That'll work. And it did. It would work if you could just do that.
I just
like
love
even like when he was like he shaped his fingers like I'm gonna do. Oh no, that's a shocker. Oh, it's this one. And he just did it. Like
I love the setup in the scene beforehand because he's just eating so much of that, and like they're just making a point to just make it real gross and just showing him.
He was gonna have to puke either.
I know,
that's
but
so
just
funny.
like, but in the storytelling,
just being a greedy pig with
just,
it.
Yeah.
This is my favorite. It brings back memories. Yeah, Eugene. Back in the memories, did you puke on somebody then? Like, obviously, is that?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a technique he's used before? Or he just common sense in his brain? It just works.
I think it just works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Becca makes a good point that the saviors treat him nicely. Like,
In comparison, like they kind of did.
They treat him with
They kidnapped him back out of there, talked trash to him the whole time, and just as far as Eugene was just a king of 5 minutes ago
Right.
before he was kidnapped. So in his mind, it's like, you know what? I mean, but maybe Eugene does. We've all been saying it. Negan's doing the right thing, except.
just
We're mixing people up here. Eugene is supposed to be friends with these people, but he's not. Like,
Right.
that's why it's like that. So it's like,
the best villains are the heroes of their own story. So, Negan being, what do I want to say? Like, he's saving people. He just might maybe going about it a little bit the wrong way.
yeah, no, but we all know he's the bad guy. But geez, Rick's not been quite that great himself here lately.
But I'm just saying, yeah, for sure. And from perspective, from like Eugene's perspective, just seeing what Negan can do and how well he's being treated, and seeing these people survive. I mean,
That's true. Negan's disappeared for, 3 or 4 times now and just showed back up fine.
Yeah.
Like, he should be dead already, that guy. They need him for the finale, I think.
Yeah, probably. That's probably what's going on. So moving on from there, we could talk about Aaron for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, Aaron's stuff was weird. Like, I can suck my chest in on my stomach in. I used to be able to do that.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know about I get what's going on there. I mean, obviously something's going to happen.
I mean,
with the way it ended,
basically,
he's proving a point. He's
yeah,
protesting.
They're gonna Deus Ex Machina right at the end of the war. They're gonna be losing, and then Oceanside's gonna come in to help.
Right.
Sway the.
See, I think once they find
battle.
out the connection about Simon, they know about Simon killing all the men at Oceanside. That is.
Right.
He doesn't know that.
No,
though.
they say Oceanside does. Well, Oceanside thinks Negan did it because everybody's Negan.
Right, because Negan instructed him to, even though that's. But I think I can't see now. I got to think of the timeline because Negan worded it like this is what happened when Negan found him.
Right.
This is what was basically fresh going on, and he said he had to keep an eye on him for whatever amount of time. That's why he kept him close. I'm guessing because the guy's an animal. Like you want that guy on your side.
You're very out of the frame.
I'm out of the frame. I'm drifting.
You keep leaning further
It's
and
like
further
the
out.
chair's got wheels. So yeah. What was I saying again?
Oceanside.
Yeah. So yeah. Obviously it's all going to come out that it's connected, and it wasn't. See, but I don't know. Maybe it could go the other way, as far as it not being Negan.
Yeah. Yeah. I
didn't
pick that up. I didn't pick that up from the
so-
episode that was the people that Simon wiped out. I didn't pick it up from the episode, but you said that that's what they talked about in the.
Well, I think they kind of. I don't know if we glazed over it. Maybe Becca can tell us. As far as in the show, I'm almost sure they did say specifically that was what it was.
She said that Aaron's part was unbelievable, like very unbelievable, like being out there for so long. But Rebecca, you have to remember that time doesn't exist in the Walking Dead world.
Yeah, look at how quickly Simon decayed.
Yeah, look how quickly he decayed, and look at Maggie's, non-existent pregnancy.
Exactly. She's dead next week anyway.
Yeah.
Gonna shoot her right out of her tower. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think, Becca? What do you think about that? What do you think about Simon killing the Oceanside dudes?
Yeah. We have to wait like a minute.
I think that's pretty epic that was going on, because we've always talked about what is Simon's deal. Like we talked about, was Simon originally in control and Negan took over? Like
Right.
we were trying to theorize what it could be, and I like that they connected it, because we've been wondering, Oceanside's just out there floating around, no pun intended, not really
Right.
connected to anything, and now we know what that
Right,
is.
well, and-
so I want to know how they're going to move forward with that.
Well,
connection.
that changes. Like if you think about it now, going back from when that's presented, because when that's presented, it makes Negan become this even bigger monster, and
There you go.
then
She said Oceanside was at the sanctuary, and they took the place over.
Ah, see. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So then, yeah, they went and lived by the ocean.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because when he's saying that, I thought he killed the people at the sanctuary, and that makes sense. That it was. Yeah.
Thanks, Becca.
But that makes perfect sense. But when you go back, when you watch that episode for the first time, and Oceanside, like they explain that Negan killed all the men, that now has a completely different perspective. Because now when you watch it, you know that
Negan
Simon did it.
Kill him.
That Simon did it behind Negan's back.
Right.
So. Because
it was just the first time Negan said. I don't know how exactly it went down. Like, it was the first time Negan sent him out, and he just went nuts and killed everyone, or what?
But it just it changes the perspective, because when you first watch that episode, it paints Negan in this picture of being a monster. Like, he just killed Glenn and Abraham, like, and now you find out he's killed all these people.
At this place.
And
right.
So it makes him this big monster. But now when you find out that he's not this big monster, that Simon's the one that's been doing all this stuff.
Negan has the 2-skull rule.
Yeah.
And it seems to work. But
bash a couple skulls,
he doesn't
people
know
get in
about
line.
what's going on back there with Simon and his crazy gang, so now he's just learning. Like, so that's why he's so angry, I think. It's not so much he's directing it more at Rick and the team, because he feels like he's got to start over because everybody's screwed. Everybody's rats. So.
Right. Well, yeah. Now because of everything that Simon's done, he has to finish what Simon started, because Simon screwed everything up.
Yeah, but that's not. Yeah, it's just not how it's going to go.
Right.
That's why I'm excited for next week. Like, there's going to be a lot of action, but I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah. I think we're setting up for a pretty good season finale.
Okay, let me put it this way. Would you be happy if it not actually did this, but metaphorically ended with a handshake? Like a truce?
In a truce? I mean, metaphorically, yes.
Not so much, okay, we can be friends, but something happens to where it ends in that way, in that sense.
Yeah. See, because I was thinking that, Simon would be, like, end up being the big bad guy in the end, and then, maybe Negan and Rick had to team up to take down Simon and the sanctuary.
But the only thing that can save Rick right now is to completely save Negan. Like, in the grand scheme of everything, the only thing that can save Rick is to save Negan. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't know that yet, I don't think, but I feel like that's...
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. Like, I do think that he's going to take a bullet for Negan, and that's how the episode's going to end, with him sitting against the tree. Like, we're not going to really find out what happens post that, I don't think. I think that he'll be sitting against the tree.
It's exciting.
Maybe he'll fall up, maybe he'll go into a coma, and then maybe
wake back up in the hospital.
Maybe he'll wake back up in
that
time
dream
jump
vision. Oh. In a time jump. I'd be okay with that, because that's kind of how it started.
Yeah, and he's got to be
that little, just a jump in time. It doesn't have to be very long.
Like every time I get shot, I go into a coma.
I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
If at the end of it you slipped back into a coma, and you just were left wondering, that would be fine. I'd be alright with that. Yeah. I don't know. I'm open to anything at this point. They've twisted me around so much in this, as far as how I feel about Negan and this, that, and the other. So it's just, I'm just ready to see what they do now.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think this might be our shortest show ever, because I think we can wrap things up now.
One less person chatting.
Yeah. So, where can everybody find you, Dan?
hmmfilms.com.
Awesome. Well, you can find us at Rad Entertainment, or at Rad Entertain on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all that jazz. YouTube.com/Rad Entertainment. There you go. That's where you can find us. Where are you at right now? That's where we are. And
all the above.
And Midwest Action Fest is coming up in April 20th and 21st. So we got action, adventure, comedy movies all at the State Theater. Batmobile's going to be there, cosplay contest, a bunch of fun stuff, tattoo artists. So if you want to have a good time, watch some awesome independent movies, come check out Midwest Action Fest.
Yeah, there's loads of action. There's some really funny movies, adventure movies, animated.
Yeah. And if you're a filmmaker and would like to submit your movie to our Horror Fest, it's horror, grindhouse, sci-fi, fantasy, any of those genre films. We're taking submissions right now for that, so MidwestHorrorFest.com for that. Film Freeway.
Yep, Film Freeway, Facebook, Midwest Horror Fest.
Midwest Horror Fest, Midwest Action Fest, Garage House Studios, all those things. Check it out. And, yeah, I guess we'll see you guys next week right here on Spoiling Dead. Thanks, Becca, for joining the chat. Bye.